Hello, good morning, y'all. I know you're probably not going to watch this in the morning, but good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, whenever you watch this. I felt like I was in the Truman Show. Did y'all see that movie? If you did, put a comment. All right, early morning. I wanted to knock out this video. So let's talk rose. I know we are in winter, we're getting into fall and winter. And I love a vanilla. Vanillas are coming. Love ambers, things like that. But I still love things like florals. I like rose. I like tuberose. I wear everything anyway. So we are those people who wear everything. And so wanted to give y'all some roses for the winter. Okay, hoes. If you wear rose and you have roses specifically for fall and winter, let me know. Okay? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Let's have it. Let's chop it up as don't you love I love when black men say that. We're just chopping it up. I love that statement. Okay, it sounds so sexy when a black man says it. Yeah, we was chopping it up. I'll be like, ooh. Okay, sorry, that was a sidebar. Disregard. Okay. So let's talk rose. Now, of course, we all know what rose smells like. Unless you're living under a rock, we know what a rose smells like. However, I will say this, when I think of like fall and winter roses, they're different than my spring and summer roses. And I know people like, you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want. But for me, I live in a really cold climate. And so there are certain roses that I like, certain florals I like in the wintertime. Because quite frankly, unless you live someplace that gets 10 degrees, you understand that really some things do get eaten up in the cold. Fragrances, they just don't withstand the cold. So these are fragrant. These are roses that are, so for me, a fall winter rose is usually a deeper, richer rose, a lot of sweet roses. Like I wouldn't wear these in the summertime, some of these roses, because they're just a little too much when it comes to the sweetness of it. I want to wear it now, because it's got this sweetness. I also like spicier roses because they tend to be a little denser, they last longer on their skin, and they have this kind of they're just a little more they really pack a punch in the winter time and give you a different vibe than if now let's just be honest, we don't, in our real lives, most of us aren't around people who are like us, who love fragrances, who buy lots of fragrances, who have fragrance collections like us. So, we don't have to wear these to be different, but it's like those are the ones that stand out in the winter time. So those type of roses, spicy roses, because those feel like fall and winter, like cinnamon and saffron. You're still wearing a rose, but you're giving off this kind of like, especially holidays, it's giving you that wintertime cozy vibe. And then I like my unique edgy roses, which are just a little more, they stand out because of a lot of them are incensey roses, kind of gothic, kind of dark, make you think, ooh, it doesn't come off like fresh, hey, pretty beautiful. My edgy roses, my dark roses give off this kind of broody vibe, makes you seem a little more mysterious. These are the more mysterious ones as opposed to my fresh green roses for spring and summer. This is the type that'll have somebody going, I want to know about her. I want to know about them because they smell interesting. They smell like they read deep. They smell like they watch documentaries. I'm just joking. I just thought about that. I was like, it smell like you like watch documentaries and and drink French roast coffee. Okay, I'm done. Let's go and talk about these roses. All right, so we're gonna start with the sweet roses. because, you know, I love a good sweet rose. And these are like decadent roses with a little sugary, um, you know, just really like jammy roses. That's what they're called, jammy roses, because they have this sweetness to them, this sugariness to them that is quite, can be quite fetching. Ooh, I like that word. All right, so I'm gonna start with this one because everybody talks about this and it's just a no-brainer when it comes to sweet roses. And this is Mancera's Roses Vanille. Boy, did that go out of focus or what? Hold on. Okay, let me grab it up. So the thing about Roses Vanille is that this is a seriously sweet rose. Now, when you first put it on, it has lemon on the top. So it has a citrusy zing to it, which helps it because it gives it a little more complexity to me than it being the super sweet rose that it is, because it is extremely, it's a sweet, but it's a sweet rose, but it's a sweet, sexy rose because it does turn heads, and it is a Mancera. I will say this. During the height of the pandemic, I was wearing this. So we talking, you know, we all masked up, and I was wearing this. Now, true enough, you know, I'm an overspray, but I don't super overspray this one. I don't do my normal overspray with Roses Vanille because it is so sweet. She's a diva. And the guy at the checkout at Target was like, "You smell so good." So it cut through the mask. And so that's saying something. You know, when a fragrance can cut through the mask, back in the heart of the panorama, it's doing something. So this is Roses Vanille. Very you know, this is hyped up for a reason. It is a sexy, sweet rose. You gotta like sweet to wear this baby. So that is Roses Vanille. Let me get my list. It's all the way over here. All right, next up is Sweet Rose by Rosendo Mateu. You know, he's like, listen, let me just tell y'all what this is. Okay, so y'all ain't confused. It's a sweet rose. And it is. This one has berries on top. It has raspberries. It has strawberries. It has like a lot of berries on top. So it's this berried rose. So you get this sweet, juicy berry and roses, right? And then as it dries down, you do get some vanilla. So it dries down and you get the roses and you get the vanilla, and then you get some musk in it and some woodiness. So it does make it so it does balance out, and it does, you know, change over time, but you still keep the sweetness to it. The berries become more of a hint of berry once you get this vanilla and you get the musk and things like that. And it is really beautiful. It's very beautiful and sweet, and it's more of an elegant upscale sweet rose. Like Roses Vanille is in your face, she ain't playing with you. Sweet Rose is a little more laid back, a little more elegant. So this is Sweet Rose by Rosendo Mateu. I was about to put that in that basket. No. Before we keep going, hydration break time. Pause, get your water, and drink some water right now. Oh, I got to cut that one out. All right, next up on the sweet roses, we have Rose Omiati by Atelier des Ors. Now, for the people who are new to this and they're going, oh, look at the sparkly gold. Yes, the gold does come off on your skin. So do not spray these on your clothes because you're going to have splotches of gold. So Rose Omiati, you got to be wearing, yeah, just know you're going to get this on your skin. I'm just telling you. I don't care. But this is another kind of berried rose, but this is raspberry. It is raspberry, and it is got some pepper in it, pink pepper, so it got a little spiciness. But this is a real sweet rose. It's got brown sugar in it. It's got a little brown sugar in it, so it stays sweet. But then this gets kind of it starts, as it dries down, it does become a little more dark and edgy because it's got oud in it. It's got a little, what else does it have? Some amber and some sandalwood. So it gets a little quiet. So this is a really sexy, sweet rose Ooh, this smell good on a man, child. You know, but it's got, because it's got this sweetness to it, but then it's got this oud, it's got some guaiac, it's got patchouli, a little sandal. So it gets kind of woody on you, but in a real sexy rose way. So this is rose oud way. So this is rose omiata. And you know what's so interesting is that I never really think of this as one of my rose oud combinations, but it really is. Because the oud is there and it's really well blended, and really it's like that perfect middle ground of oud. It's not too light, it's not too light where you don't feel the oud, but it's not skanky. It's like right there in that sweet spot where a lot of people can like vibe with the oud. So this is Rose Omiati. Next up is, are we doing this one? Let me look at my notes. I did that one. Okay, here we go. All right, so this next one had a moment, and then her moment was gone, and I don't know why. You know what it is, because we live for things for a minute, and then we're done with things after a minute. So that's exactly how it works. But this is Nina Ricci's Rose, L'Extase Rose Absolu. Now, if you know that this is this collection for Nina Ricci is a Kirkjan collection. So this has a Kirkjan vibe to it. This is a jammy rose. It has Taif rose, which is a Middle Eastern rose. And I really like Taif rose. There's something about it. It's kind of a little spicier, a little edgier. But this one is a kind of spicy. It starts out a little spicy, but it is a jammy rose. It gets sweet on your skin because it has vanilla and benzoin in it, and then it has some patchouli and musk. Now let me tell you, the reason why I bought this back when I heard about it was because I was hearing that it was a dupe for Oud Satin Mood, and I was like, I ain't got Oud Satin Mood money, so let me just go and get this. Now let me tell you, I have actually done a comparison of both of them, and yes, this is very similar to it. It does, because it is a Kirkjan. You know, that's why I keep saying, if you really don't want to spend, if you don't have the coins or want to spend the money for MFK, look into his other things that he's made for other houses, because he has a style. And so this is in the Oud Satin Mood style. It doesn't have oud in it, but it has that powderiness. It has that kind of sweet rosiness to it. So it is, other than the oud, it's very similar. So if you're looking for something like that, but you don't want the Oud Satin Mood money, go on and get this. It'll give you that same vibe. It's not going to be a spot on dupe, but it will give you the same vibe at a big savings on your, your wallet. And it's sexy. This is a very sexy rose. This is like head turning. This is date night. This is, baby, you smell good. What baby, let's go shopping. Because if y'all don't know, gifts are my love language. I know some people be like, why you always talk about shopping? Because gifts are my love language. And it's for real. It ain't like, oh, I just got into, no, I've always, gifts make you feel like you love me. I'm just saying. Okay, I mean, all them words of encouragement and acts of service, I don't need all that shit. Give me a gift. What's your love language? Since I said all that, what's your love language? Because mine obviously is gifts. And every time I take one of those tests, it always comes out the same. Gifts. Just saying. I'm real simple and easy. You ain't got to think like acts of service shit. You got to think that shit through. No, gifts is gifts. Gift cards, gifts, money, all gifts to me. Okay, that was a tangent that I didn't expect. Hold on. Okay, so these next sweet roses are hard to find. And there's this thing when you do stuff like this, that sometimes you don't want to share these things because you're like, dang, they can't get them. But you know what? This is fragrance. Sometimes you can get get it on a deal. You might find somebody getting rid of it, or you might not actually haven't pulled it out. So we're gonna talk about these. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, really? I don't have it. I can't get it. But I'm sorry, because there's going to be a few roses in here that you might not be able to get your hands on. that easily. Or you have forgotten about them, ain't thought about them, and stuff like that. So I'm trying, I'm sorry that I'm talking about these, okay? Because sometimes, but I got some alternatives though, sort of, maybe, for at least for one. But before we get started on those, I forgot this one, so let me throw this in right quick before I get into the ones y'all gonna be like, really? This is Elizabeth Taylor's White Diamonds in Rouge. Oh my goodness, I love my girls who turn me on to more Elizabeth Taylor's. I feel like I should get all the white diamonds though. I'm trying not to, but I really want to. I want to. So don't be surprised if you see a bunch of white diamonds coming in. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so this is a sweet, sexy rose. It's got berries on the top and a little spiciness with pink pepper, but then it's got orange blossom, which really sweetens it up. I love orange blossom. So it's got orange blossom and then some vanilla and amber. Now, this is, listen, I'm gonna have to do my affordable sexy because this is sexy as hell. This is sexy and super. Y'all know these things go for nothing. And because this is like, $20. Was it even 20? I don't think so. But yeah, this is a sweet, sexy, jammy rose. I almost forgot about this. I gotta make sure this is in my list of fragrances. I don't think it is. I gotta check my list because somehow I missed it. So yeah, this is White Diamonds in Rouge. Oh, thank you, Drea. Thank you, I think, Valencia. It was a few of y'all who told me I needed to try this. I know Drea was one of them because she was always talking about it. So that's White Diamonds in Rouge. Okay. Now, let's talk about this one right here. This one had a moment. It was so funny this moment happened. And honestly, I had picked this up before it got popular. And then all of a sudden it was popular and everybody wanted it, and then it was gone. And that is Viktor and Rolf's Dancing Roses. Now the thing about this is that it's not for everybody. Some people say that it's like, cough syrup because it's a cherried, boozied, liquored up rose. I absolutely love it. I got this half price, when it was all of a sudden they were getting rid of them and then everybody started snatching them. So I actually tried the whole Viktor and Rolf Magic collection and happened to get it before it became super popular. So I got, so I snatched up quite, and then when they went half price, I started snatching them up. I should have got more, but yeah, this is a liquored up, boozy, cherried rose. And the thing about this is that it always gives me compliments. This gets compliments whenever I wear it. People are like, oh my God, you smell so good. Because it has presence, baby. It has presence. It's giving you, it's got a little spiciness. It's sweet. But it's what it is. It's cherry liquor. Uh-oh, the family is waking up. Can y'all hear them? I swear it's probably because they want to watch something or they fighting over something. I'm staying down here. All right, next up is this beauty right here. This is Parfait de Roses by Maison Lancome. If you know that this thing is very hard to find. This is a kind of slightly liquored up, sweet rose. But it has a powderiness to it too. So it's very vanillic, very powdery, but it's sweet vanilla powdery rose. It is a classic with a little liquor vibe. So it's got a little booziness to it. It is a classic. It is really beautiful, and like I said, this is very hard to find. I was seeing people were selling partials right now. Let me say this. If I decided to declutter and start getting rid of things, this would be hard not to get rid of, because honey, the prices I've been seeing for this right here is insane. But it is, I'm just so glad that I was picking these up when nobody thinking about them before they got discontinued, and Fragrance Net was giving them away because, yeah, I didn't pay that much for this. But anyway, like I said, it's a slightly boozy vanilla rose, powdery rose. It is really just gorgeous. This I think of more like fall. This is my fall of these two, because it's a little bit lighter. It ain't light, but it's a little bit lighter. And it's just so beautiful. Now, here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you've been like, dang it, I want Parfait de Roses, you smelled it and you love it and you just want it. Listen, I'm telling y'all now, Rose Rouge by Van Cleef & Arpels is very similar to it. It doesn't have the liquor note, the booziness to it, but it definitely has that sweet, powdery, vanillic rose. I've had them both, and I do plan on getting someone. I actually gifted my Rose Rouge to somebody, but I plan on repurchasing it for my collection. And I'm telling you, it smells so, because I know what people say, these roses Berberanza, which I'm about to talk about, and this Rose Rouge by Van Cleef & Arpels is the closest similar fragrance to this if you're looking for Parfait de Roses. Just trying to help y'all. I hope that helps. So I just said the next one, and this is another one. Now, Roses Berberanza is by itself, right? I know people, if you have to smell Roses Berberanza to understand it. This, oh my goodness, this is so here's the bottle, and this is before they changed the bottle where they put the name on the front and got rid of the side nameplate. So this is the original of this side of this style. So this is a seriously sweet, syrupy, drippy rose, right? But what it has on the top that really makes it killer is the pistachio. It's got pistachio on it, and that's what comes out when I first try it on, when I first wear it. Is you get this pistachio and rose, and then it's got honey. So it's almost like, if you know, like baklava, it's very similar to that, but it's more rosy. It's a lot more, it's got a booziness to it. It's just a sweet, I have never smelled anything like Roses Berberanza. And all these fragrances that I have yet to find something that's similar to this. If you say you haven't used it, this is the backup bottle. What happened is that when I tried this on, I wound up was able to get a decant, I think Royalty Scents or somebody had it, and I got it and I sprayed it on myself, and I was like, oh my God, I want this. And I went on Fragrance Net, because that was when I was just Fragrance Net. This is before I knew about Fragrance Buy or the other ones. And Fragrance Net was giving these away, y'all. This thing was like $105 when they had it. So I bought one, and then it was still there, and I said, you know what, get another one. Some told me to get another one, and I bought another one. So so even though this looks like I've never used it, I have, this is the new bottle of it. So that is Roses Berberanza. So those are the sweet roses. As you can see, I changed clothes. I was looking real cute for a minute, but I had to go upstairs and be around people, so I had to put on a real t-shirt. So let me show you all the t-shirt. This is from the baby shower. And then it's got my name on the back. I don't know if y'all can see it, Gigi. Anyway, I'm back. So let's talk spicy roses. Spicy roses, I mean, they're perfect at this time of year, right? They are, they got some cinnamon, they got cloves, they got saffron. They are serving the spice nation. All right, so let's talk about the spicy roses. All right, I'm gonna start here primarily because why not? I almost got rid of this one. No one wanted it when I was gonna declutter it, so I'm keeping it. This is Porpora by Tiziana Terenzi. This it's got raspberry and stuff, but it really has cloves. It has cinnamon. It's got a little incense, Now, it has been said to be a dupe of Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, which is a classic. However, you can get this much cheaper. Not really, because Portrait of a Lady, well, a little bit cheaper. Now, here's the thing. I've never smelled Portrait of a Lady, so I cannot say if it is. My whole squad, if you smell both of these, let us know if it really is. But here's the thing. Tiziana Terenzi, you know, it's so interesting how we talk about dupe houses and people like, oh, the dupes, I don't like the dupes. Terenzi dupes things quite a bit. But because it's considered a niche house, no one gives it any flack for it. Because everyone says this is a dupe of Portrait of a Lady. But this is from a niche house. It's very well known. But anyway, y'all give me your thought, because I find that interesting. So it's as long as they don't say it's a dupe, and they, you know, say that, you know, they're making it themselves, but it's really like it. It isn't. I'm confused. Okay, but anyway, I'm digressing. Let me get off of that one. Okay. So next up, we're gonna talk about this one. Well, I'm gonna hold off on this one. I think I'm gonna put this one in a different one. Okay, I'm not gonna do this one. Okay, sorry, I had a whole conversation with myself. Do I need to fix this? I feel I was a little off. Did you feel like I was a little? Okay, I'm sorry. Next up then is Rose Petals by Maison Alhambra, which of course we know is a dupe of Rose Prick. It is not. It doesn't have as much turmeric like Rose Prick, which gives it that really no, but it does have the spiciness. It does have a slight spiciness to it. I find this a really beautiful rose. I personally wear it all the time, but it's really good at this time of year, especially to layer with things. This is a great, if you buy, you know, this version of it, girl, baby, you can layer this with things. Why? Because it only costs you $20-something, and I have been seeing it out, so it's coming back. So this is Rose Petals by Maison Alhambra. Now let's talk about another Maison Alhambra, which is Exclusive Rose, which is a dupe of Carolina Herrera's Burning Rose. This is a very spicy rose. I actually have Burning Rose. I need to pull it out and start trying it out. But yeah, it's a very spicy rose. Now, like I said, do not read the notes on Fragrantica for Exclusive Rose, because they are totally wrong. But this is a really warm, spicy, oops, wrong one. Warm, spicy vibe. It definitely is giving you the cinnamon, the ginger. It is a really, really spicy, really perfect for this time of year. It's giving for me. I don't know about other people, but it is giving for me. So this is Exclusive Rose. I really like it for this time of year because like it has this warmth to it, and you want to feel warm. This is cozy, comfortable in my skin. That's what I'm saying. Now this is 1890. There's a whole name to this, but this is 1890 by Histoire de Parfum. You know they like to be like 1890, you know, step, you know, Moulin Rouge meets something, you know, they put a whole lot. But anyway, this is, on the top you get a burst of ginger. So this is like a gingery rose. It's got, but as you wear it, it becomes an incensey rose. So even though in the beginning you really get a lot of ginger, it does die down. Now me, I got this ginger perfume right here. I'm thinking I'm going to add to it to really add some more ginger to it. But anyway, but as you wear it, it has leather, it has incense. So it morphs from a spicy one into a very dark and edgy rose. So it gives you both. So I just put in the spicy ones because the top is spicy, but it really is, yeah, it's a really, really edgy, dark rose because it's got leather, it's got incense. But in the beginning, it's giving spicy. So you know, it'll give you the best of both worlds. Okay, I could have put this in my dark edgy rose, because it's a dark edgy rose too, but oh, it's so good. This is Perry Oud Saffron Rose Absolute. This is another one that's a little hard to find, can be a little more pricey than what I paid for it. I paid like $60 for it because, you know, this was before it went discontinued. You know, it's hard to get. Yeah. But anyway, this is a cult classic. This is a, you know, she got a little following. If you know anything, if you love roses and you love this type of rose, it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. So this is got saffron and black rose. It's got incense, so it's a spicy in the beginning, but it's an incensey oudy rose. The oud is real subtle. It's not super, it's not like, oh my god, oud. It is not, but it is a incensey rose with a spiciness to it, and I love this. Honey, when I got this, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And so it's a woody rose with the spiciness in it and incense, baby. Saffron Rose Absolute. Yes. All right, so those are my spicy roses. Y'all, I forgot one spicy rose. Let me give it to you. This is Prolix by Histoire de Parfum. This one can be a little harder to find. I think I saw it out. Not this size, but the 50 ml. But anyway, let me tell y'all, this is, I always say this is one of those bad. It goes between dark and edgy and spicy. But spicy can be dark, is dark and edgy too. But anyway, this starts off with cardamom and ginger. So it has this deep, rich spiciness to it. But then as it dries down, it becomes this smoky rose because it has tobacco in it. It has some oud in it. It has rose. It is one of the sexiest. This is that, I always say this is a bad girl / boy fragrance, because this is perfectly unisex. Anybody can wear this, but you have to be ready to wear this because you're going to attract attention, but maybe not but if you like when them sweet, you know, innocent types, this ain't for you. This is for somebody on some bad shit. Like if I'm wearing this, I'm on some bad shit. You know, I'm about to turn somebody out. That's all I'm saying. Because this is the vibe and this is the energy that it gives off. This is one of I happened to get it and I was so glad. But yeah, it gives you like the smoky tobacco-y vibe, but you get this spiciness too. Ooh, this is good. All right, so now let's finally get to the last ones, my darker, edgier ones. They are more incensey. I did a whole dark and gothic rose kind of vibe. So most of these were in there, but I added a couple. So I've added some new things. So let's talk. We're going to start with this one, and this is the newest one to my collection. And we always like to talk about the new. This is Atelier Cologne's Rose Anonyme. This is the Extrait version, which is the, you know, pinky vibe. Now, the thing about these is they supposedly were no longer selling them in the States, but I'm assuming they're talking retail because you can get these on the gray market. And I got this for under $100. But it is, oh my goodness. Now, I was told that I needed it, you know, because I have been looking at them. Now, this is the Extrait. So you have to remember with Atelier Cologne, they have a they do the Cologne versions. This is the Extrait de Parfum, which means that it is much stronger. And so this is oud. This is rose. It's a really gorgeous rose oud combination. I was like, ooh, I am so glad I got it. Now it does have a little ginger in it, but what it really is a really good rose oud combination. So it's woody, the oud is strong, and this is like borders on skanky but not quite skanky. And it's like, and that rose is perfect. So if you like rose oud combinations, or if you're looking for one and you ready to like try something that's gonna like punch you in the face a little bit, this is the one. It's also kind of, it's got a brightness to it. It is really beautiful. That's all I got. It's beautiful. It's just a sexy rose. Ooh, I mean, that's all I got for you. All right, now this one I keep telling people about, and it ain't gonna be around too much longer. And really, people do not talk about this because it's just not known. Hold on. So now you can find this on FragranceNet under $50. If you wind up buying it from Fragrance X, because these are the only places that have it, it's around $75. This is by Chakudra Paris. It's called Royal Rose Morocco, right? Now, I don't even think Chakudra Paris is still a brand that's around. So this, you know, but this is a perfect incensey rose. It's got a little sweetness because it does have some raspberry on the top. But baby, this is an incensey rose. This is very churchy. If you like that vibe, you will love this fragrance. Now, I will say, like I said, ain't nobody really talking about it. I just, you know, me, I see something that's cheap and I'll be like, let me try it. Y'all know I'm a blind buy hoe. So blind buy hoes, give me a little dap. Give me a little fist bump in the comments. But yeah, it lasts long, but it is really that gothic, incensey, churchy vibe. You really got to be into it because it does have frankincense. It's got some vetiver and some patchouli and a little leather. So this is like, this is this I would love to smell on a man. I think even it's unisex. I love it, but ooh, I bet you this shines on a man. Okay. Ooh, I got excited, didn't I? Hydration break. Drink your water. This ain't dirt. This is, you know, my paint that came off. You know, this thing I bought, I was really inexpensive. I know the Stanley cups are in, but I'm cheap. I ain't buying no damn Stanley cup. Real talk, I almost cut this out because I saw the bottom. I was like, oh my God, I got dirt on. Then I looked, I was like, no, that's just your paint came off. Okay, so the first time, if you thought, dang, she got a little dirt all over it, it ain't. It's paint chipped off. I am all over the place in this video. I don't know how y'all let me do this shit. I am all over the place. I'm gonna have to put y'all. If you notice, there's timestamps because yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right, so I'm about to talk about these three because they kind of vibe similar, right? So, and I'm gonna give y'all what y'all need. Okay, so this inexpensive, of course, is Nirvana Rose. Now, they kind of not around because we know they're discontinued. Black is the one you can't find now, but this is a spicy kind of fresh rose. Comes out very dark. But it's, you know, if you know anything about the Nirvana ones, they only have 3 notes, which is rose, vetiver, and geranium, right? So this is kind of a dark, edgy rose. Got a little sweetness to it, but it's like, it's not a rose. The one thing you can always say about these Nirvanas by Elizabeth and James, they have a real edginess to them, very interesting fragrances, especially considering that they are technically considered a celebrity fragrance. You know, we all know this, everybody who knows this line. So Nirvana Rose is just really a really kind of almost spicy because of the geranium and the vetiver. Gives it like the spicy edge, but it's not a spice you could tell. So it gives you that vibe, but it really there is no spice listed. But yeah, so it's just this is not a rose for everybody. The good thing is you can usually find these like at Marshalls and stuff super cheap. So if you want to try it, if you're interested in it, I would suggest look there because like you can get it like $15 there. If you can find them cheap on FragranceNet or something, get it then. If you really want to try it, like they usually have the smaller, like I've bought like samples. If you can find a sample size, get it, because this is not a rose for everyone, because it is it's got like this kind of spicy, the geranium gives it like a sharpness, a green sharpness to it. But yeah, I love it. Really a good rose. Now here I'm gonna show you this one first, and then we're gonna talk about the one, your alternative. Okay, So once again, this is one, I have not seen this. I think you can find it on Mercari and stuff now. But for a while, you really couldn't. This is Aramis's Calligraphy Rose. Now, this is an ambery, spicy, incensey vibe. It's got, and the reason why I put it in my dark and edgy, because it does have this, like, edgy darkness to it, right? It's got a little, it's got myrrh in it. It's got a little lavender. It's got some olebanum, which olebanum is frankincense, just in case you know. I don't know why some say olebanum and some say frankincense. It's the same damn thing. Okay, it's like, what? Okay, so there's a darkness to it, a slight spiciness to it that is quite, you have to be into this style of rose, because it has this edginess to it. It's like you get all these different things. It's kind of got like this sharp vibe to it, and then it gets incensey and a little dusty almost, but it's a very good rose. Okay, so it just it has a following for a reason, because it just spray her own. Just give her a little spray. Just a little spray. Just a little spray. Just a little spray. Yeah, it's got a sweetness to it, but it's almost got like, you know, almost like a booziness to it. And there is no booze, but it's kind of got this kind of boozy, and then as it dries down, you get this incensey vibe, almost churchy, but with an edge to it that gives it a little more modern vibe. So it doesn't feel like you're going to a church like, oh, it feels like you're going into a church that's like got an update to it. It's like a church that's been around for hundreds of years, but it's been modernized. But those scents are in the walls, you know, like in the brick from generations, for decades of this kind of scents being in it. But now it's got a little twist to it because it's a little updated, you know, it's a little modernized, and now those scents are layering on top of it, and that's what it is. Now, the thing about this is, if you wanted that and you cannot find it, you need to go for this. And this is Elie Saab Essence #1 Rose. This, of course, is a Kirk John, but and all of this is different roses. So that's all you get from this is truly rose, but it's different layers of rose. So there's a sweetness to it. There's a darkness to it. It's a really interesting rose. It's not for everyone. Like I said, these things are not for everyone, because you really have to like this style of rose. I love a good magnetic top, don't you? That little snap just makes you feel like you snap. That shit. Oh, this ain't a magnetic. No. But it feels like magnetic. Never mind. But don't you love a magnetic top? Something about a magnetic top just make you feel like you spent some money when it just snap on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, never mind. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. But there's a sweetness to it, but it is definitely different types of roses, because I think it's got 3 different types of roses that they list. And you see it's so dark. It just feels like just this dark, rich rose. And so that's what Essence #1 Rose is. So that's that one. And now I'm going to end with one of my favorite perfumers. It's not JC. So if it is a JC, it's got to be Vincent. Let's talk about his dark, edgy roses. This is Anne Boleyn. Let me show y'all the name on here. And just so y'all know, remember, he's selling samples, which he doesn't normally do, but you can buy a set of samples from him for $20, I think. So it'd be perfect to do that, because he is going to be doing a sale. He has said he's going to be doing a sale in October. So I'm just trying to help y'all out if y'all ain't really, you know, if you are trying to decide, what do I want from Dream House of Curio, this will be a good time to go on ahead and try some scents, right? Y'all don't be listening, but I'm trying to, you know, help you out, because, you know, not everybody is willing to blind buy like me. I know a lot of us do, but not everybody's like going to say, yeah, let me just go and drop that coin and I don't know what I'm getting. But anyway, this is Anne Boleyn. And this is a kind of slightly boozy, incensey rose. It has a little vanilla in it, so it's got a sweetness to it. So it's like a sweet, boozy, incensey rose. And the reason why I didn't put it in sweet roses is because as it dries down, it becomes more of an incensey rose. So in the top, you get this boozy vanilla rose, and then as it dries down, you get more of an incensey rose because it has rose, and it's got the peony, it's got musk. So that is Anne Boleyn. She's good. Now this was, I think this was one of the first ones I bought when I actually bought some. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this was when he, because I think he had a sale and I bought some just to try. I was like, let me just go and try some. I'm pretty sure this is what I did. This is Rose of Venus. This is one of the ones that has been on his site since I started purchasing from him. And this is, this is an incensey rose. Now, it does have like a little rum, like a little booziness into it, but Vincent loves to throw a little booze in. But it's got a little bit of booziness, but this is really an incensey rose. You really do get this incense off of it, but then it has some musk in it, and a little, so it has some musk in it, and it has like this greenness to it. So it's like a slight green rose, but it's incensey and dark and mysterious. It's a really beautiful, feminine, dark, some evening rose. Speaking of evening rose, what did I do? I forgot a rose for y'all. When I said it, it reminded me. And so this is got that kind of dark, you know what this reminds me of? Okay, let me say this, and I'll probably put a picture up just to I'll see if I can find my picture. Okay, so what it reminds me of is kind of like a steampunk vibe, like a very Victorian era woman, but she's dark and she's edgy. You know, that one who's very strong. She's, very commanding. She running business, you know what I'm saying? So she's not one of those Victorian women who's wearing a bustle and everything and very like, oh, I can't take care of myself, I need a man. No, she running stuff. She's like running a business on the low. Running Rose of Venus. She's like running a like a brothel or something. She's running a brothel. She's the madam. She's running some kind of like, Bad Guys Inc. kind of vibe, and everybody thinks it's a man running, but really and truly it's the woman running it, and she's wearing a hat, a top hat, and carries her pistol in her garter, because she ain't taking no shit. That's Rose of Venus. So I'm gonna try to put this picture. So the picture of me, it was a costume party, but this is kind of the vibe. I was the ringmaster, a gothic ringmaster. So I'm gonna see if I can find the picture and I'll put it up here. Hopefully I'll put it up there and you see it. All right, so let me find the last one because I thought these were gonna be the last, but then I forgot one. All right, now this is the last one. This is Evening Rose by Erin Beauty. Now I have to be honest. This is, okay, so Erin Beauty for me tends to be very floral, very Hamptons, very East Coast summertime. That's what it vibes to me. The ones I have like, hibiscus palm, water lily sun. When I think of Erin Beauty, because it's part of the Estee Lauder brand, I think of that, and then that's her aesthetic. If you go on the site, they do home things too, home decor, and it's a very like, East Coasty vibe, right? So that is always how I think of Erin Beauty, right? But this one right here, and like, this is Evening Rose, and it is an evening rose because it has this spiciness to it. Well, it doesn't really have a spiciness to it. It's an incensey rose. It's got a little booziness to it because it does have some brandy, but it's really a really stunning incensey rose that has a little juiciness because it has some blackberry in it, but it's really this really interesting and surprising for the brand Rose. And the reason why I say that is, like I said, even their darker things, I just didn't expect an incensey rose from Erin Beauty. But it's a stunning incensey rose, but it isn't too much like Royal Rose Morocco. Those are really strong incensey rose. This is a very sophisticated and elegant one. This is more for somebody who likes that vibe but doesn't want to go all the way into the deep incensey roses. So this is like that space where, okay, I'm wearing it, but it's a little more ladylike. So where the other ones are a little more dark, edgy, this is a more ladylike version of a incensey rose, and it's quite lovely, perfect for evening or even like a lunch date. Like this would be the incensey rose I would wear to a lunch date. Like the other ones would be more of a nighttime vibe. But this, like Rose of Venus nighttime, this would be like me being like kind of edgy, kind of, you know, this would be like for somebody that I'm letting them know that I am not like everybody else, but there's so I'm coming with this kind of, you know, not, you know, somebody who would enjoy something out of the norm. Like if you were somebody who would enjoy being around you smelling a little different, and it's a day date, you know, as opposed to going for the usual sexy, which is, you know, like the vanillas, things like that, you know, wearing La Belle. Somebody who was like a little edgier themselves, who would appreciate a little something a tad more unique. Evening rose. All right, so those are my roses for the winter, fall and winter. Now let me tell you, this went awry because I was not expecting to do this many. The plan was to only do so many, and then, you know, I didn't know it was going to take me forever, because now I'm looking at 20 minutes. I've been talking fucking forever, but it's a lot of shit in here. I might cut it out. I probably won't, because I know, listen, this is my channel and I talk. Sometimes I talk too much. This ain't for everybody, but it's like 20 something roses I done just did. So, okay, about 20 roses. And I wanted to make sure y'all know what I think about them, because I wanted to have a conversation with y'all. Okay, I'm a little sassy today, ain't I? I'm feeling very spicy and sassy. I think these roses done something to me. Maybe go, hey, give them a little spice. Give them a little sass. Okay. All right, whole squad. I'm out of here. Y'all just gonna let me keep talking. Why are you? Shut up, Louise. Have a great day. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. And I am leaving all that in just so y'all can see how shit happens in my head. All right. See ya.